What's going on, everybody? T-Flame here, and you know, if you've seen the previous top 5, you knew this one was inevitable as Thanos. So, I already went through the top 5 Kanto Pokemon, so now we're going through the top 5 Johto Pokemon, you know, Pokemon that were introduced in Gold and Silver, but honestly, some of the best Pokemon games ever created has to be Heart Gold and Soul Silver. They were the second Pokemon games I ever played. I played Black and White 2, then I played Pokemon Soul Silver multiple times. I actually have lost multiple cartridges of Heart Gold, Soul Silver. But anyway, we don't talk about that. But anyway, the Johto region, I honestly think they introduced a lot of cool Pokemon. The only problem is that a lot of the Pokemon they introduce are pretty hard to get or really useless. Like, for example, you know, you got Ladian, which that ladybug Pokemon look kind of dope, but it's just you wouldn't use it. It has 35 base attack stat. Or like something like Tyranitar. Tyranitar is dope, but you don't get Tyranitar until after you already beat the game. You already have to be getting ready to fight Red, and that's when you get Tyranitar. So I really think that, like, in the Johto region, it would be better if you could get a lot of these Pokemon earlier, or even if you ever play through Johto, I recommend having a friend trade you an egg, or maybe try to get some of these Pokemon, have someone trade to you, or use some other means to be able to get some of these Pokemon, like a Larvitar. Playing through with a Larvitar is probably going to be pretty fun, but anyway, let's get it. Without any further ado, let's get into the top 5. So, a quick difference, as you can see, I got some honorable mentions here. In the first top 5 list, I didn't have any honorable mentions, but this one, I really could not go without mentioning these Pokemon, right? And I already mentioned Tyranitar. You know, Tyranitar is dope. It's a really strong, badass Pokemon. It's literally Godzilla. You can't not like it, you know. And a lot of Gen 2 Pokemon are Pokemon that I've learned about through playing Pokemon Heart Gold. And so they are some Pokemon that I have a lot of attachment to. So Umbreon was my first evolution. When I got that Eevee, from Bill, you know, it evolved into Umbreon because I was sneaking playing Pokemon in the middle of the night, in the middle of when I was in elementary school and whatnot. So I got the Umbreon. I had Dark Pulse, Psychic, and I think Shadow Ball. It was pretty cool, especially because Dark types weren't that common, so I thought it was really cool, especially in the Elite Four. It helped me out a lot. And then we got Hitmontop, which is my favorite Hitmon, just because I thought it was a really unique Pokemon. And I actually found out about this Pokemon through, I think it was Poke Park, I think was the name of the game. I thought it was a really interesting Pokemon. I mean, it's the most different of all the Hitmons. Like Hitmonlee and Hitmonchan, they don't look nothing alike, but I mean, they're counterparts. This one is just like completely out there, but I love Hitmontop and Steelix. You know, I like Steelix. I mean, Onix is one of my favorite Pokemon from Kanto. But it's not up there compared to a lot of my other Kanto Pokemon. But Steelix, I always thought Steelix was dope. I want to play through with the Steelix at some point. You know, got a nice Mega Evolution. I just think Steelix is a really nice Pokemon. It is one of my favorite cross-generation evolutions, you know, where a Pokemon when a Pokemon gets a new form in a different region, or a new evolution in a different region, you know, it has to be one of my favorites. So, without any further ado, let's get into number 5 on this list. You can already tell by the outline, we got Porygon 2. You already know, my cotton candy cybernetic duck, right? So, Porygon 2, this is also going to go with Porygon Z. I love them both equally, even though they play completely differently. I've never used any of these in a playthrough, mainly because Porygon is always obscure to get and really hard to use in a playthrough. I don't even know where you get Porygon. Is it in the game corner in Kanto, I think, maybe? I have no idea how to get Porygon in Gold and Silver, which is crazy. But anyways, it's still one of my favorite Pokemon. Literally just competitive bias. I'm not going to get too much into competitive in this video, because I've done, specifically with Porygon, because I've made multiple videos with Porygon 2 in it. So just go through my showdown videos. You'll probably find some Porygon in there somewhere. I love using Porygon 2. And then Porygon Z, you know, having that Choice Scarf analytic boosted Tri-Attack. Both of these are really powerful Pokemon. They're really interesting and unique designs. And it just reminds me of, like, ice cream and cotton candy. It just, they look delicious, even though I know they would taste like pixels. but like I feel like, I don't know, blue and pink are really pleasing colors to me, especially when you put them together. I love both of them. All right, let's get into this next Pokemon. You already can tell what it is by the outline, but it is none other than Wobbuffet. Oh my god. Okay, so I started watching the Pokemon anime in Generation 4, and since then I've went back and watched some other seasons, but one of my favorite things in the anime to see was just Wobbuffet, just going Wobbuffet. And when I was watching it as a kid, I always thought he was saying, how about that? I didn't know he was saying his actual name. I always thought he was like saying, how about that? Because it would happen after something funny. So, I always thought he was saying, how about that? But I love Wobbuffet. He's a really cool guy. I love the color blue. It's one of my favorite colors next to green. Except, I think most of the Pokemon I like are blue. I don't like that many green Pokemon. Green Pokemon are cool, but I think blue Pokemon, I have a lot of blue Pokemon that are my favorite. Or bluish, greenish, like, it's just like, I just love the color blue. So does Erica. Erica, my girlfriend, she loves the color blue as well. But Wobbuffet, I just think he's hilarious because of the anime. And I remember when I first played through Heart Gold and I ran into this guy, I was like, oh, cool, I get to use this guy. He's a psychic type. And then I caught him, and then I looked at his moveset, and I was like, what does this do? And then I looked it up on Bulbapedia, and then I saw that he had, like, no moves. I was thinking, like, this guy was probably going to get psychic or whatnot. But even though I saw him in the anime, I didn't realize the whole punching bag thing, even then till, like, way later. But even then, when I first, like, caught a Wobbuffet in, I forget which cave, and when I was playing through Pokemon Heart Gold, I was so excited to catch him, and then to find out he was useless, my heart broke. So honestly, that's the only thing keeping him from being higher on this list, because Wobbuffet is iconic and I love him, but it's just like, the anime really carries Wobbuffet for me. I do want to try and use one in the game sometime, but it's really situational. I really hope they give this guy like some sort of really dope evolution. I think an evolution to Wobbuffet would be amazing, because it's only 2 stages, right? So they could give it an evolution, and give the evolution, make it like, I don't know, Psychic Ghost, and just change its, make it like scarily offensive or something. Like, make it have like a massive attack stat or something. I think that'd be crazy or cool or something. Give it something to make it, give it actual moves. You know, this thing doesn't really have any moves it could use other than like what, Mirror Coat, Counter or whatnot. But yeah, Wobbuffet carried by the anime, but regardless, iconic, love the guy. Number 3, you already can tell by the outline, like, there's nothing else to say. We got Sizzler. Now, Scyther's alright, Mega Sizzler is cool, but the best thing in the Sizzler line, I mean, even if you throw Cleavor in there, the best thing in the Sizzler line is Sizzler. Like, look at him. He's so clean. He's so badass. Like, Sizzler's just cool. Like, I know that, like, I'm going to say cool a lot, because you got to keep in mind, I'm a big little kid. So a lot of Pokemon are going to be important to me just because if I think they're cool or not. But I always wanted to play through with a Sizzler. Never really got the chance to. I have one in Legends Arceus right now that I'm kind of using to do in the post game and whatnot. But I think intentionally you can't get Sizzler in the main game, because if you could get a Sizzler in the main game, could you imagine? Like, you could get Scyther pretty easily in most games. Like in a Johto playthrough, but Sizzler you can't really get that easy. I think maybe you can get an Iron Coat for maybe like a Magnemite holding it or whatnot. But Sizzler being hard to get, I think, is understandable, because once you go out of your way to get Sizzler, you have one of the strongest Pokemon in the game at the time. Like, Sizzler is really powerful, and I think that just having to work to get it, this is a Pokemon that I will understand working to get, right? Something like Tyranitar, I think if you made Tyranitar accessible early on, like, it would evolve late anyway. So I don't understand why it's made, like, anyway. But I think Sizzler is really cool. I mean, Bug Steel, you're only weak to fire, and you can get a lot of you could get a lot of things that resist fire. Like, a fire typing is resisted by a lot. You got rock, you got water, 2 of the most common typings. I think when you play through, because when you do a playthrough, you're probably gonna have a rock type on your team if it's like a Geodude or a Rhydon or something, right? And then you're gonna have to have a water type, because you're gonna need something with Surf. I'm not sure if there aren't a lot of Pokemon that get Surf that aren't water type in Gen 2, but regardless, you're gonna have the things to cover this guy in a playthrough, and then competitive, this guy just speaks for himself, you know. all you need to know is Bullet Punch, pretty much. And then I think they gave him Leech Life in some of the newer games, which I think is cool because it gives him some form of recovery. But yeah, love Sizzler. Alright, you already know, we gotta have a starter on this list, and you know, I know in the previous list, the starter was number 1, and so you're seeing starters at number 2, so you may be wondering, what starter is gonna be number 2 at this list, and it is Meganium. Alright, hold up, listen. I know, a lot of you all like Charmander and Totodile, and you know what? A lot of people sleep on Meganium, but my first playthrough, I used the Chikorita, and I think Chikorita's dope. I mean, I think it's one of the solid grass types you can get in a playthrough that you don't need a stone, because I think every single other grass type besides Hoppip in Gen 2 that you can encounter requires a stone to evolve, which can be pretty tedious to get. So, I mean, you can get this grass type. It really helps you out for the beginning part of the game. I mean, it doesn't help you in the first gym, but realistically, all the starters kind of struggle in the first gym, so you catch a Geodude to do get good against Bugsy's, I mean, not Bugsy. The first gym is, what, Faulkner? So you get a Geodude, and then, I think my main team you could use with this is, like, you could get Chikorita, get some water type, like, for example, Gyarados. You could get a Gyarados. If you have the red, if you use the red Gyarados on playthrough, I recommend picking up Chikorita, so you can get the Gyarados and then get a Magmar. You know, I love the boy Magmar, so you know the vibes. And so Chikorita doesn't overlap with any of those two Pokemon, which were both on the previous list. Magmar and Gyarados were both on the previous list, so I mean, I just had to choose Chikorita because those two Pokemon are really important to me. But I think it's really cool to have access to Sleep Powder and all that stuff in an early game. I think Chikorita is adorable. Also, it's one of my girlfriend's favorite Pokemon. I'm not sure what her favorite Pokemon is yet because she's still learning Pokemon, but I know Chikorita is one of her favorites. So shout out to the girlfriend. She loves the Chikorita line. But yeah, shout out to Chikorita. Chikorita's cute. One of the best starters, but not the best starter from this generation, because the best starter is number 1 on this list. I know I have 2 starters on this list. I'm just so cool like that. No, it's because anytime I play through this, I played through this game with all 3 starters at one point. Like I played through once with Chikorita, I played through once with Totodile, and I played through once with Cyndaquil, right? And I'm currently playing through the game right now. I'm currently playing through Soul Silver. And honestly, Totodile's the best starter. Okay, alright, listen. So, Cyndaquil, I think, even though it's a lot of people's favorite, I think it struggles in the beginning a lot like Charmander does, because before you get to the first gym, you gotta go through a cave. And the cave has a lot of rock and ground types, which Cyndaquil is weak to. But I think Totodile is the definitive starter, because he's Totodile, he's adorable. Then he has the teenage phase with Croconaw, but no one really cares about Croconaw. Then you got Gator, Feraligatr. Like, these are just some of the best starters. These are just some of the best Pokemon, period. Like, I think Feraligatr is in my top 10 favorite Pokemon, which we'll see when we get to the top 10 favorite Pokemon list in a while. I don't plan to make that list for a little bit. But regardless, Feraligatr is the best Johto Pokemon, alright? Water types are always really good in a playthrough, and so to have a strong one at the beginning, I think is just really good. I mean, there are a lot of water types you can encounter, like Gyarados and whatnot, but just Feraligatr, look at him, bro. Like, you want this guy on your team, bro. Like, Feraligatr looks like he's ferocious. Like, he looks ferocious. Like, he would tear you apart, but he also looks like he would give you an amazing hug. Like, he seems like a really, like, rough on the outside, but a softy on the inside, you know? And because he looks happy. Like, he has got a smile on his face. He looks vicious, but also friendly at the same time. And Totodile is just adorable. Like, I love... Have you seen Totodile's animation? Just him flailing his arms? Like, he's adorable. And I can't wait to finally have these guys in a 3D Pokemon game. Because, I mean, like, on the Switch. Not a 3D Pokemon game, but on the Switch. Like, I want to see these guys walking around in the overworld. I mean, technically in BDSP, you can get them in the underground, but I really want to see these guys as, like, an actual part of a Pokemon game on the Switch. Like, I want to be able to catch a Totodile, and I'm not sure when that's going to happen, given that we're not going to... I don't know when we're going to see a large Pokédex or just see these Pokemon in general in future games. But regardless, Totodile is just, he's so cute, he's adorable, he evolves into Feraligatr. I have so many memories with Feraligatr, not only in Johto playthroughs, but I've mainly got acquainted with Feraligatr in Gen 6 because it was one of the first Pokemon I had that was competitive with Sheer Force and Ice Punch and Dragon Dance and Crunch and Waterfall. I love using this guy. He was one of the first competitive Pokemon that I had, and so that's another way I got connected with him. And I've been using this guy in every single generation he's been available in competitively. I've used him starting in Gen 6, so Gen 6, Gen 7, and then you already know I don't know if I've had a Feraligatr in my BDSP teams, but I know I've used Croconaw, but Feraligatr, he's an OU in BDSP right now, which I think is just really solid because it shows you how solid Feraligatr is, especially because they buffed him, giving them the Sheer Force. But regardless, I can go on and on about these Pokemon forever, but that is my top 5 favorite Pokemon. Thank you for checking out this video. You already know I got Hoenn in the works. I plan to drop that within a week or so, dropping the top 5 Pokemon from Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald. But anyway, what are your top 5 Pokemon from Johto? Let me know in the comment section below, and I will see you guys in the next video. Make sure to follow my TikTok, where I post daily on there. I'm trying to post daily on here too with YouTube Shorts, but work with me. So I want to do a lot of TikTok is easier because I can have those short videos out while I work on the bigger videos and projects like this. But like I said, if you like this video, make sure to leave me a like down below. Tell me what your top 5 Johto Pokemon, or just top 10, however many Johto Pokemon. Just tell me your favorite. If it's only 3, if it's 4, if it's 5, if it's 6. If you like just all of Johto, I guess that works too. But yeah, thank you all for checking out this video, and I will see you guys in the next video. Love y'all.